of the PotentialCast feedback show extravaganza on YouTube Live, quote unquote, potentially.
Yay!
Hey, Steph, do you have an episode description for our feedback show?
No. Here's your synopsis. You're going to hear a lot of emails and a lot of
Voicemails.
Voicemails and a lot of raving about this episode because everybody loves it. I guess. My name is Stephanie.
I'm Kimberly.
Gabby will be here later. I'm Illyrio.
And I'm a baby. Sorry, the baby's on camera. It's Robin here on the mic.
Hey, Robin. Hey, Robin. Hey.
Hey. I don't know any other Fat Albert things.
So the episode that won't die.
What?
So part 2 of this episode.
Hey, part 2.
One more podcast with feeling.
This is one more podcast with feeling. This is the feedback portion.
Can I tell you guys, for the past 3 weeks, I've been listening to the soundtrack on a loop.
Yep.
Oh my God.
This is how it works.
Everywhere, driving, at the gym, walking down the street, I break into song. People look at me like I'm crazy. I love it.
This is what I've been listening to on a loop.
Nothing?
Wait for it.
Oh, and we didn't talk about Buffy's mother.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Joyce is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah? Okay, good. So she gets better.
Joyce.
Unlike Joyce, I know that I'm selfish.
I want less Joyce.
Just leave that in the background.
Okay, but let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Do you miss Joyce?
Yes and no, because like most shows, when someone goes, it's just when you start to like them and you start to appreciate them more.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish that I had seen her in a different light. And I think the show wouldn't be where it is now because Buffy wouldn't be Buffy without her mom passing, but I think, I don't know, it's hard to say. I wish that I had a bit more time with her now.
Okay.
I watched her and I saw her while I was watching a canceled Fox series, New Amsterdam, starring Jamie Lannister. And he plays like a guy who's been alive since like the 1500s or whatever. So he's a cop. I'm a cop. And his buddy, he's been friends with since they were younger. So his wife, who is played by Christine Sutherland, like basically he knows her for how long, but it's like they've all aged and he hasn't because he's Jamie Lannister. And it was a long story for nothing, but it was cool. I was like, Joyce.
I watched that when it was on, but I didn't know
Joyce.
her at that time.
Oh, a Blue Jay hit a home run.
Nice. So,
Windows open.
yeah, we had some really awesome bits of audio feedback last time. We got through all of our voicemails last time, and I do believe we read one email from Shelley, which I think I'll just read again.
Yeah, the
then
episode
we can
deserves for everyone to be heard.
So, here we go. First bit of feedback being read. Once more with feeling, Tom Cruise Magnolia quote. This is from Shelley.
Once more with feedback. I just named
Hi,
the episode.
Gaxon, very lucky guest. This is your long-lost friend, Shelley. Obviously, love this story-driven, clever, and absolutely wonderful episode, but I'll let others go into details. In case no one else mentions it, I want to point out that Xander's line, respect the cruller and tame the donut, is taken directly from a Tom Cruise line in my favorite movie, Magnolia. The line is rather X-rated, but I will give you the real line, and you can decide if you want to say it on the air. Respect the cock and tame the cunt. And by the way, in Joss's commentary for The Body, he admits that some of his camera shots, long, extended takes, were inspired because he was watching the movie Magnolia obsessively. Anyway, I have been listening and lurking and still love you guys. Shelley.
Well, I know that Shelley has been to see James Marsters perform, and I know she, told us a few stories from seeing. And I just wish she would write in and tell us about the experience of seeing him live, and if she's a fan, and just give us some personal experiences of seeing James live.
I loved hearing Lirio reciting that quote, and then looking down at the YouTube screen and seeing my little darling child staring back at him innocently.
Hey,
she
man.
can't hear a thing, just in case anybody's watching.
And even if she could, it's not the end of the world, right?
Having fun with Daddy?
I want to welcome our single viewer. Hello. Welcome. Thank you for watching.
All right.
What happened to the baby?
I'm still here.
Do you want to tag Robin Burge? All right. Next email from Bruce. Bruce writes,
Oh, Bruce!
a few thoughts while watching once more with feeling for the umpteenth time. 1. Ironic for Buffy to sing Going Through the Motions while doing the one thing that comes most naturally to her. Most naturally since her return. She stepped back into the violent part of being Buffy without missing a beat. Number 2, it's a good thing they showed Dawn taking the talisman after the singing started. Otherwise, a large portion of fandom would insist that Xander was just covering for her at the end. 2A, did you notice this bit during the Halloween sale last episode? Buffy, what happened to Xander? Giles, he kept poking me with his hook. I sent him over to Charmed Objects. I didn't notice that, actually. Bad idea, Giles. Bad idea. Another example of what is developing into a theme of unintended consequences this season. Really?
I'd never caught that. That is awesome.
LOL. Number 3. LOL. Is Giles a hair's breadth away, or is he a hair's breadth away from what could be someone's quote? Number 4. A reason to Google YMA Sumac. Number 5. Spike's infatuated with Buffy. Who knew? Number 6. Nighttime funerals in Sunnydale. No daughter product of the spell-like unseen orchestras and choreographed room service waiters. Number 7. No. Dawn wasn't present the first time Willow and Tara had a fight, and that is some serious hip action she's got going on at the Bronze. Number 8. Giles seems to equate raising a teen to adulthood with a slayer going out to battle demons. They just have to do it. Number 9. I guess dancing demon henchmen keep dancing even after they're dead. Number 10. Spike stops Buffy from smoking. He seemed to make a good impression on her for once. But Dawn has the last words in that part. Keep on singing. Thank you, Bruce. Yay. And here's another email from Nikki Faye. Gax, oh my God, it's Once More with Feeling. We're finally here. Can't wait to hear what everyone thinks. Though, despite how effing awesome it is, I'm not sure it or anything could have left to so many years of so much hype. Well, here we go. Enjoy my commentary. Buffy's opening number. So maybe Sarah Michelle Gellar's not the best singer, but she gives a heck of a heartfelt performance, and it's the most honest. It's the most honestly we've heard since she told Spike she was in heaven. In the library, Anya, it must be bunnies. Did you love this, Lirio? She rocks it. Bonus funny. I do have to correct you, Nikki. It's not the library. It's the magic shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got the mustard out. David Fury is for frontman. Wonder why Willow isn't joining in Tara's number? Allison Hannigan told Josh she wasn't comfortable singing. I read she later wished she would have sucked it up for a song. Ooh, someone just spontaneously combusted. I feel like Illyria will dig this. The craziness of song dance fire. Yeah, you know what? We didn't mention that when we talked about the episode? The spontaneous combustion stuff.
The guy who just started dancing and
Yeah, was it just that it was too ridiculous for us to talk about, or what?
we were going song by song.
We were going song by song.
Also, I listened to it again, and I think we completely just skipped over I Got a Theory.
You know why we did that?
I think it's my fault.
No, it's because we were traumatized trying to sing it all together. Which, by the way, was the downside of losing all the audio. No one will ever hear that ever.
You lost all the audio?
All the audio was lost. The audio was lost.
For the entire episode or just?
Yeah, for the entire thing we recorded.
We've got to go back.
So all we have is everything that was broadcast on YouTube. Like, that's what I published in the audio side.
I did read that.
Yeah. Sorry. Back to Nikki's email. Anya Xander's number, love. Everything from their cute PJs to their dance moves, also so quotable. Marty Noxon sings about a parking ticket. Anya's sympathetic pat on Jaws' shoulder. Aw. Spike sings. He really loves her. This isn't obsession like we saw in Season 5. This is real. Sweet. It's a fun, flashy, singing demon. What's not to love? He's like Lorne. Oh, but evil. Training montage is great, except for the part where Buffy's on the punching bag. Sarah Michelle Gellar has martial arts training and should know how to throw a straight punch. I'm usually not so nitpicky, but this kills me every time. Love the part where the minion doesn't sing. Buffy's solo reveal gives me chills every time, and oh, the looks on everyone's faces, especially Willow. Spike saves Buffy, beautiful moment, and that's the spot where my VCR cut it off the first time it aired. VCRs, I remember programming one. Xander did it? Say what? Spike and Buffy, that kiss, that kiss! I love every single line and scene from this episode. Hope you guys had some fun with it, too. Nikki Faith. Thank you, Nikki!
Thank you, Nikki.
Awesome. All righty. Who wants to read Ian's email?
I can.
All right. Do it!
Hi guys, infrequent sender of feedback UK, Ian here. I'm writing this before I listen to your Gackentary, just so that I'm not influenced by it. Love this episode, has great songs. When we first watched this, I liked it from the start, but I knew I'd love it when Buffy dusted a vampire and there's a swirl of dust around Buffy like a Disney film. I have always thought it would make a great stage play with a little work. But the few adaptations that I've seen on YouTube really fall short, most of the time because they only have a teeny tiny stage and no idea how to use it. As everyone points out, I love that in the songs that the songs in this are integrated into the story and progress the plot overall. I think that this episode is where a lot of love for Tara comes from. Not only does the actor shine when she sings, but the character starts to feel more alive and far more well-rounded in her own right. As for Spike and Buffy's thing, well, Spike first, not only is he aware of how wrong his feelings are, but now we hear how he tries to fight it, but Spike has always followed his non-beating heart. As for Buffy, as she says at the end, I just want to feel. I think this tells us that she's numb to the world and is trying anything to feel alive. Joss mentions in his commentary that Anya's line, "Will I look good when I've gotten old?" was meant to convey that she's afraid Xander wouldn't like her when she's old, but he could never get the line right. If this is true, wouldn't a "Will he love me when I've gotten old" be better? All right, send that in, Ian. One last thing, the song Under Your Spell is one of my favorites, the other being I'll Never Tell, probably because they rhyme. I just added that, sorry. Largely because of the willow tree line and accompanying innuendo shot. If I haven't seen the episode in a while, I always assume that scene ends with the line being cut on, "You make me come," but I don't suppose even that could get past censors.
I think it did cut off in the middle of complete.
No, it did a few completes, and then
But I think when it cut on the TV show, it did cut in the middle of the word.
No,
I have to
no.
go back and watch.
I'm certain she got at least a couple.
Yeah.
I know. She said complete about 2 times, but then the third time I think it cut in between.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant
That's what I'm
just
saying.
cut it totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, can I talk about Tara?
Please.
I think that in season 4 and especially season 4, she
Mhm.
was only meant to show how much Willow had grown, to show how that Willow was a fighter now instead of just the one that was in danger, and Tara was the one that was what's the word where you're
Ancillary?
no, where you're a victim, where you're
In distress?
yeah, sort of, okay. That
In
Tara
danger,
was
in
the
peril.
one that, in peril, yes. And then over season 5, she got stronger, and then now in season 6, she's strong enough now that she can stand up to Willow.
Mm-hmm.
Over the season 5 and now into season 6, she has stood up to Willow, and she is willing to say, you know, you've went too far. I can't let you do this to me. I have more dignity than to allow somebody to do this, to take advantage of me.
I wonder what'll happen.
Oh shoot! I think I went too far. Oops.
Oh no. Well, we've all watched Tabula Rasa. We're going to talk about it later, so I think we're okay.
But you know what I mean.
Yes.
I can't wait to talk about how depressed and mopey Willow looks. I mean, anyway,
Especially
let's
John
keep doing
Locke.
feedback.
Jeez.
Sorry.
I didn't think it'd end
Bob.
up.
Sorry, Bob Gmail writes. I had to comment on this one. It works quite nicely as a musical, including Joss writing counterpoint for the Giles, Tara, and Buffy Spike duets. I agree. It also works very well as an episode, both really funny and in some ways quite tragic. Under Your Spell definitely has a different meaning the second time Tara sings it after talking to Dawn, and we get the reveal of Buffy having been in heaven. Great cameos by David Fury as the mustard guy and Marty Noxon as the parking meter woman. I will say that it will get even better on a rewatch, as what you might not catch this time around is all of the foreshadowing. One example, which might be a record for the shortest time something was foreshadowed, was in Where Do We Go From Here? The
Boo.
curtains close on a kiss.
Boo.
God knows. Happens literally seconds later. This was the only Joss Whedon episode in the season, but it was worth all the time he spent on it.
Not a little
Thanks,
bit.
Bob. Gmail. Kim, get over it.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Just wait. Just leave your mind open. Have an open mind about it and see where it goes. Because it
No,
may not.
screw it.
It may not go where you think it does.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Maybe
Where do we go from here?
it may not even stick. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
You want me to read Taylor Dole's?
Sure, if you want
Or
to.
they're going to have a wedding episode at the end of the season.
Oh yeah.
Or a vampire baby. And then Oz will come imprint himself on the vampire baby.
No, look. This is what's going to happen. Spike is going to turn Buffy into a vampire.
Nice. I'm actually really disappointed that that's not happening.
I mean, I would have expected more people to be turned into vampires.
Yeah.
What
All
is this? Vampire Diaries? Get out of here.
All right.
Spoiler alert.
Oh my gosh, my mother just sat here and told me the entire season of the originals.
Is that a spin-off?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me all about it. She can't wait till next season. All right. Taylor Dole writes, I've been a fan of musicals since I was little. I grew up on Disney movies and singing around a piano at family gatherings, so random bursting into a song is quite okay with me. If a musical can give me songs that relate, advance the plot, a song that shares an emotion, joy, sadness, anger, etc., a song that I can connect with and has a song or two I want to sing along with, I will probably like the musical. And if I can Mimi laugh too, I'll probably love it. If I can maybe laugh too. What's More with Feeling gives me everything I look for in a musical. This episode aired in 2001, so I've had 13 years to love it, so I'll try not to ramble on forever. Standing reprise break my heart. Oh my gosh. And depending on my emotional state, make me bawl my eyes out. I've Got a Theory made me laugh so hard the first time I heard it, especially Xander's Witch's Rant and Anya's Bunny song. Oh, did we talk about the reason for Xander's Witch's part?
No, we didn't talk about
No, we
the
actually
song at
skipped
all.
over that entire song.
Okay, it's because he was a stutterer. And so it was to show his ability to enunciate very quickly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I'm not a stutterer, and I would have difficulty pulling that off. So.
Yeah, I have
Hey,
to really.
when we did our little performance, which was hidden, I was like staring at each syllable. I was like, I can't mess this up. It was so hard. I was having like anxiety during the day. I'm like, I can't do this.
I love how Spike tries to get Buffy to leave before he starts singing, but can't hold it in long enough. Sweet, the demon his name is taken from the credits since he isn't named in the episode, is definitely my favorite one-off villain, and his songs are the best. Even though Sweet admits defeat, I've always felt that he pretty much won the day. He was able to sow confusion and discord. The Scooby Gang is pretty fractured, managed to kill some people, and leaves unharmed through leaves unharmed though bridleless. The only part of the musical I don't like, besides Tara's choice of wardrobe, is Tara's song. I'm under your spell. I'm not in any way a trained singer, so I don't know the right terminology, but I don't like how high the song is. I find that pitch, range, octave. It's called falsetto. Yeah, I'm not crazy about it either. Sorry, I don't know the right words. So annoying. Also, I don't really like how provocative the song gets towards the end. Yeah, my prudish side is showing. I mean, it's provocative because it's like how in the 70s and 80s everything was so the adults got the jokes, but the kids didn't.
Innuendo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Falsetto is very hard to pull off. Like there is, I don't know, probably a handful of people that I think do it really, really well, because it's kind of a little bit of a cheat for those who can't sing out in their chest voice. It goes from their chest into their head, and that's when you get the falsetto. Yeah. And so it's really hard to do. Because through her song, I felt like, it was, what's the word I'm looking for? It wasn't grating, but it was just like, to me, it felt like the whole song was just a little bit out of tune. Do you know what I mean? Because she was singing so in her head, and it was all nasally and up there. But I enjoyed her song.
Yeah, I can't. Nasally is kind of harsh to say about it. I don't think it was. I think it was kind of lovely.
Not nasally as in like it's when you're singing out of your head and your nose, because she wasn't belting it out.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I don't mean it in a negative way.
I mean, some behind the scenes stuff. I mean, Joss actually wrote that song out of her range to kind of push her. So.
Which is really dickish. As someone who was in a band for quite a while, the worst thing we could do to our singer is pick the wrong key. And you know what? You don't need to be pushed to successfully portray what it is that you're actually singing. So it's a little bit dickish.
Like even Buffy, she's singing in falsetto because she doesn't belt it out. And like even when I listen to the soundtrack, if I'm in my car or whatnot, and I'm trying to belt it out or sing, it's tough. It is hard. It's hard.
Oh, Gib, what's your favorite song to sing?
My favorite song to sing is I like to do the reprise. I like to do the Giles part.
The Giles part.
Because I love it. But I honestly like
Let's do it right here. I'm under you.
No.
God, how could this be?
What's the Buffy one?
Bring it in. Believe me. Go ahead.
No, thank you.
I'm just trying to get you started. Go ahead.
When she does the heaven. Oh my god, my heart breaks every time. Love it. Love it. You know which part I skip every time is Dawn's little dance
It's so
interlude.
short. Oh, yeah.
I listen to when she starts to sing, and then I skip her interlude. And I'm sorry, I skipped the mustard song, and I also skipped the...
What?
I know.
The mustard
They
song's
got
20 seconds.
the mustard out. Mustard
times.
out.
Left and right and left and
Okay, I'm going to finish Taylor's email.
Please.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Taylor.
In relation to Gak's commentary, yay, you all laughed at the right parts. I agree that Tara's dress is just weird and out of place. I'm happy we didn't get a full Dawn song. Rest in Peace would have been fine without the awkward night funeral, and the life-size ventriloquist dummies are so not okay. Last comment, I know someone isn't happy with the end scene. They may have even said that it ruined the whole episode, but here's how I see it. So far in this season of Buffy, Buffy has been disconnected from the world around her. She has been depressed. All her songs during this episode involved her wanting to feel. Buffy kissing Spike is similar to cutting self-harm. She's kissing Spike because it makes her feel something besides numbness.
That's interesting.
Maybe. I can see if you see it that way, but I mean, she is trying to feel something, so she had to
She's
go
like a cutter.
Yeah.
She had to go to an extreme.
Spike is about as emotionally fulfilling as a razor blade.
Exacto knife.
It's something. She just wants to feel.
Pain.
It's the only thing that feels real.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you.
Is that the end for Tyler?
Yep.
I want to cut him
Taylor.
off again.
Taylor.
Sorry, Taylor.
I'm
Sorry,
going to
Taylor.
read Ina's
Taylor.
email.
I don't want to cut him off.
Ina writes, "Hi, Gax, a very lucky guest. Finally, we've reached my favorite Buffy episode once more with feeling. It's an absolute joy to watch and rewatch and rewatch and rewatch again. I love the music. My favorites tend to vary from time to time, but I adore Spike's song, Giles' song to Buffy, the Giles and Tara duet, and the medley where everybody walks towards the battle. Which is, by the way, my favorite.
It's fun too. Star Trek.
I love seeing the cast sing and dance, and some of them are really good. I love the humor, the heartbreaking reveals about the spell Willow put on Tara and about Buffy being in heaven, and this devastated look on Willow's face. I love the musical Demon. He was so much fun to watch, and I adore the ending. Spike and Buffy equals hot! Mostly, I love how everything in this episode ties into the stuff we've been dealing with so far this season, and that everyone sings about their feelings and lets their issues come out into the open. Xander summoning the demon was a bit weak, but that's the only nitpick I have. I have the soundtrack on my iPod and listen to it quite frequently. I'm so glad you guys got to experience this amazing episode, and I'm hoping for some singing and dancing on the podcast live show! LOL. Lots of love from Ina. Thank you, Ina.
For the lack of Willow singing in the episode is made up by the emotion that Allison Hannigan shows on her face.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how she can steal the show in like 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
With a look.
So
what, Allison Hannigan?
Yeah.
You want me to read Val's?
Sure.
Hello, all you once more with feeling lovers. And Gabby.
Lover.
Smiley face. I'd just like to share with you guys an excerpt from an old email I sent to a friend who was the only person I knew who watched Buffy. So I'd ask her questions all the time. This was before I was a hardcore fan and hadn't seen many episodes. I'm a pack rat, so it's hard to part with things, even emails. This email is dated June 26, 2002, about a month after season 6 ended. And UPN started airing season 6 again that summer, which is when I watched all of season 6. She writes, quote, I'm watching the 6th season again since I hardly saw any of them except for the last 4 episodes. Did you ever see the one where everybody sings? A reviewer in the local newspaper raved about it before it first aired. So, of course, I had to check it out when it first aired. But I had my doubts about it since I don't like musicals in general, and no way everybody could have a good voice. Well, it was kind of hard to watch because I thought there was some bad singing, and I just thought it was silly. I don't know. I'll have to check it out again when it comes on and give it another chance, but I doubt I'll change my mind. Well, not long after that email, and after seeing Once More Feeling a second time, smash cut to me singing in my car at the top of my lungs, soundtrack CD, even doing hand gestures without crashing my car.
Loving it.
Didn't take that CD out for months, and I played it to and from work every single day. Talk about doing a complete 180. I don't know what flipped the switch for me, but now I adored the episode. Another smash cut to November 2002. I was hunting around the internet for a DVD copy because I had to have my visual Once More Feeling fix. And luckily I was able to find a fan selling an Emmy for your consideration copy.
Ooh.
Don't forget, the season 6 DVDs didn't come out until the end of May 2006. So getting a full-length copy without the commercials was gold to me. And, of course, since 2002, I've seen the eps countless times, and it's one of my very favorites. Hey, or you could just pop your VHS tape into your machine and record it every Tuesday night religiously. Val, just saying. That's from me. All right, she continues. So I just wanted to share that. I hope Gabby will one day get to love it more, too. Hey, you never know. Gak, thanks again for doing the 3-way. Commentary.
Dun, dun, dun.
That is.
You make me come.
The part I was waiting to hear most was Kim's reaction to the end, seeing the lip locking by the two people she least wanted to see do that.
Oh, Lord of mercy.
Dawn and Giles? That's
Dawn and Giles.
That's my that was my side note again, because
Pretty
I don't want her
horrifying.
to. Yeah, there's worse than Buffy and Spike lip locking, Val. I'm just saying. All right. It was awesome because it was what I was hoping to hear. So I had a huge smile on my face, but I actually was expecting cursing too. Rats. Damn it! The Yankees blew yet another lead and lost their game. I may have to listen to your Once More Feeling commentary again to make me feel better. Grr, arg, take care, Val.
Thank you, Val.
But yeah, I mean, I can
Yankees suck.
see that if you're not emotionally connected to these characters and you don't know the emotional subtext or that carries on through this episode, then could you enjoy it like you do? Because like I've seen movies. Okay, say you see a comedy and you just don't get the joke. You don't get it. And then you come back later, a couple of years later, watch it again, and it's the funniest thing, and you get it.
That's what I keep telling the people who
guess you have
listen to me
to,
on podcasts.
Have more
Saying.
connection with the character.
I
Acquired
don't know.
taste.
An acquired taste is what Robin is.
But sometimes you just might not be in that right mind space. Sometimes you need to sit and actually, watch the movie, not like passively watch. I've done like things like that before.
Oh, I just did that this week with the new X-Men movie. All throughout the movie, I was going, all right. I know maybe next time I'll watch it, and I'll be like,
Yeah, but you get annoyed by continuity issues, right, Robin?
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna wait for a bootleg copy.
Hmm.
I don't go to theaters anymore, folks. Listen, you can put it in the theater for as long as you want. I'm not gonna go watch it. Forget it. Forget it.
I love going to the theater because the movies that I see, nobody else wants to see. So I'm grateful that it comes here and nobody else is in the theater with me. So I'm alone.
I just want everything on demand. It's just ridiculous. There's some movies that come out and you can get them right away the same day.
Yeah.
Those are awesome.
But I like the other X-Men First Class.
Yeah.
Saw it at the theater, loved it. Watched it on television. I was like, it's really not that good.
I actually had the reverse happen.
I was just mesmerized
funny.
in the theater by Michael Fassbender.
Oh, he's
Aren't we all?
gorgeous. I love
Being in the
Fassbender.
theater experience, Gravity in 3D IMAX was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That was my last really great.
And we
Terrible
loved
movies.
Pacific Rim in the theater. I probably wouldn't enjoy it at home.
I love Pacific Rim no matter where, even in the Atlantic. Last email from Carol. Hi, Gax. Great commentary. An audio file of silliness was sent and used. This info was also on that file but not read. I thought I'd send it in case some of this info was not given to you already. Feel free to edit or not to use. Well, I've got to read it anyway. This is a feedback show. Ha ha! Joss wrote all the songs in the book as well as directing the episode. Christoph Beck filled in the overture and coda and composed Don's ballet. Joss's brothers and sister-in-law were not with him on this one. He tried to make each song fit the characters and his actors' voices. The whole cast was terrified to some degree. Anthony Stewart Head had the most musical experience, being best known musically for having done the lead in Rocky Horror at one point. James Marsters had been singing in more amateur settings since he was a teenager. Sarah Michelle Gellar did not want to do it, but Joss would not give in. Alison Hannigan begged Joss not to give her any singing. She was the only one he agreed to let off the hook. Michelle Trachtenberg loved to dance, so when she requested dancing, Joss went with it. The three monsters in the graveyard, the three puppet men, and the three dancing sanitation workers in the street scene were always the same three dancers. The Mustard Man was Buffy writer David Fury, who you last saw ineptly sacrificing goats at the beginning of an Angel episode, and who would later play a singing newsman in Dr. Horrible. Kim, Dr. Horrible is this thing.
Really?
During the
what is
writer's
that?
strike.
Don't tell her it's
on
about
the
an
internet.
person.
It was on the internet.
Oh,
And
okay.
it stars Canadian Nathan Fillion. That's
And
right,
it's about
Nathan
as long
Fillion.
as an
Nathan
episode of
Fillion.
television.
Nathan, you're Canadian. You may have forgotten.
He's from Edmonton, is that correct?
He's just from outside Edmonton, yes. I
Hmm.
believe he's...
I
yeah,
do my
just from outside.
research.
Mhm.
He's an
Nathan,
improv actor.
you're from Alberta, Nathan. You really are. Mhm.
Where does he think he's from? What are you trying to get
Oh,
at?
What's going on?
I don't know. I don't think he spells words with U's anymore, is what I'm saying.
Sacre
I know.
bleu.
I digress.
Call him out on
Sacramento,
Twitter a
indeed.
lot.
The talking ticket lady was showrunner Marty Noxon, who would later play the second half of the singing news team in Dr. Horrible. On the soundtrack album, you can hear
Spoilers,
a last
please.
line to her song that you cannot hear in the episode. You need to listen to that at some point. Done
still
and
haven't-
done.
You still haven't watched Dr. Horrible, Kim?
No, with an asterisk.
There's an asterisk there. And it's not the Mark McGuire kind of asterisk, if you know what I'm saying.
Is it like 61 asterisks?
The demon was played by Broadway musical star Hinton Battle. James Marsters said Hinton was the absolute bomb, though. But I mean, basically, we're trying to film this musical episode, and then he comes on, and we're just like, we suck. But I'm so glad we had him. We needed that. Yeah, he was absolutely incredible. Liquid Man. What?
Liquid.
He blew me away that back in 2002 they said the bomb, and then he pulls out Liquid.
Speaking of which, we should be kind to Sarah Michelle Gellar as well as the other actors. Although we are used to many actors having musical comedy backgrounds, many do not. Those who do studied for years to develop those skills. These actors did not sign up to sing and dance in front of millions of people, and many of them, like Sarah Michelle Gellar, had only a few weeks to learn how to sing and dance. Learn the show and do it convincingly for broadcast, and then to be saved forever on DVD. Sarah Michelle Gellar was in almost every scene and took some part in almost every song, often fighting while singing. James Marsters said, it's sort of like saying, you show up at your job, whatever your job is, your job the next day is juggling.
Sarah
Thanks
Michelle
again for the
Gellar is
podcast.
the bomb.
Thebomb.com.
He's
That's
absolutely
the
liquid.
upgraded version.
Awesome. Thanks for all the emails, guys. Hey, let's take a moment in between emails and Facebook feedback to remind you that you can find us at PotentialCast.com, where we release very minimalist show notes, links to the YouTube videos, direct download links, and such to each episode. We are also available on the Twitter at PotentialCast. You can follow us on Facebook. Join the group on Facebook. That's facebook.com/group/PotentialCast. Keep it spoiler free. I think
should
there's a
hire,
spoiler group or something. Potential spoilers. Is that correct, Robin?
Yeah, Facebook.com/potential spoilers. We just finished up our shocking moments tourney, And we're going to be getting into another tourney, talking about some Buffy things, I'm sure. It's a lot of fun if you've seen the entire series of Angel. That's the only way you should join this group, or else you're going to get spoiled. Probably almost immediately upon entering the group, you'll see a big picture, and you're like, no! So I was just to say, if you want to spice up your notes, Lyria, you should hire Brad to do your tags.
Yeah. I'm the kind of person that loves reading that shit. And by shit, I mean really awesome stuff that doesn't smell bad at all. That's the wrong word. Yeah, shit was a poor choice. I love reading that stuff.
It's like when people call you a bitch, like, hey, bitches, and then you're like, what? You're like, no, I mean it, like,
it's in a term of endearment now.
You're my bitch. That's still bad.
All right. Please, feel free to call us, too. We have a phone number. Paul Mackey knows it. It's 270-40-BUFFY.
Is he the only one that knows it?
Leave us a message. He's the only one that calls. But at least he does. He calls it. It's great.
I don't call it. Long distance charges apply for me.
No, if you're in Canada, we still pay long distance. It's so terrible.
Charge it to Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, I should. Bastardo. All right. Who would like to get into some Facebook comments?
Didn't we do all Facebook last time, or no?
We did none.
Okay.
Should we just read through the singing thread and call it a day?
No.
From beginning to end? It doesn't matter. What can we face if we're together?
Can we face?
Love it. Oh my god, you guys. Just opening up Facebook now, y'all.
Oh, Kim. I love that Kim loves this episode, except the very last bit. She loves every single thing about this, except the very last bit. I think it's awesome.
Hey,
and I
did you
dare
post...
say Gabby hates every single bit except the last bit. You remember when people used to get you guys mixed up?
Yeah, I think they still do.
Yeah.
They probably still do.
Yeah, when are we gonna get Kim in on the conversation here? Where is she?
Giggly Kim is somewhere where she isn't here right now.
She's on the call. Right?
Is she on the call?
Yeah,
I know she's on the call. I think she just unmuted herself. Hey, Giggly Kim, how's it going?
She's not here.
Don't
confuse people anymore.
Just want everyone to know I have Tabula Rasa running right now, and I can't be bothered to pay any more attention to this feedback show. I'm loving every single thing I'm reading on screen here. It's hilarious.
Pause it.
No. So
we're finally here.
Facebook.
Okay.
Run through the Facebook.
I'll go
through the Facebook.
Can you post a link to this YouTube thing?
Yeah, here we go.
Yep, I did.
Alicia writes, we
have
finally got here. This ep is amazing. JM and ASH can really sing. Anya and Xander's song is hilarious. Tara really loves Willow, and why not? Willow makes Tara complete. LOL, cheeky. Buffy's reveal at the end. And the look on Willow's face is heartbreaking. Where do we go from here? The kiss. Ugh. I added that. I'm guessing one member of GAC will be disgusted. You got that right, girl. Okay, Rob writes, in my 10 years working at a university with a very serious conservatory, nothing has thrilled me quite as much as seeing Once More with Feeling songbook in a pile of music for students to use. While the music in this episode is far from perfect, some melodies get repetitive and belch, is that right? Belch is repeating, in heaven, living, minor seconds. The lyrics are probably the most brilliantly clever stuff Joss has ever written. I'm pretty sure we read this last week, but anyways. Plus playing to the cast strength. Giles Tara duet, while still addressing the whole meta in the musical thing. Well, I'm getting off track, but how awesome, right? I call this episode unrateable because it's not a perfect 10, yet it feels like my favorite. It's on a chart all on its own, well beyond us, well beyond what us mere humans can comprehend. So glad you all enjoyed it. Rob. Claire writes, he got the mustard out. God, this episode is amazing. I love the whole Spike song with Buffy and the kiss, but I guess a bit of you will like this. What? Some people don't know how to write. Sweet is one of my favorite villains, and I can't praise this episode enough. The dancing is great. I do always skip the Tara Willow song. It's a bit lame. Hope you like it. When I say people can't write, I mean I can't read. Julia writes, if Xander's having so many doubts about Anya, maybe he should... I hate that I'm reading like this. If Xander's having so many doubts about Anya, maybe he really should be Sweet's queen. I wonder if that entails any actual responsibilities, or if he would just have to sit on the throne and look pretty, and probably dance a lot. Peter writes, brace yourselves for the hyperbole onslaught. As Once More with Feeling is my all-time favorite episode of my all-time favorite TV series and is therefore my favorite episode of TV, period. This episode combines everything I love in media, pop culture, art, onto one irresistible package. Honestly, I just love this so much. It couldn't have just been a clever stunt, but Josh poured his heart and soul into the script, music, and lyrics, and instead, he produced a masterpiece. All these years later, I'm still finding new jokes and layers within the songs. I can barely listen to some of them without getting choked up, particularly Standing. Oh, brutal. And Walk Through the Fire. In short, this is my favorite hour of TV ever. 15 out of 10 flaming top dancers.
Flaming top.
Flaming tap dancers.
Ray says.
Yeah.
Ray says, I think this episode is excellent. It's certainly impressive that Joss wrote and directed this. Since this aired, there have been a couple of other shows that have done musical episodes, but at the time of Once More with Feeling, that was unheard of. So it really was groundbreaking at the time. It's also crazy impressive that Joss came up with a storyline where it actually made sense within the context of the actual episode for there to be all these song and dance numbers. This was also a really clever way to get all of these secrets everyone was keeping out in the open. My favorite song is Walk Through the Fire. I think it's the catchiest of the tunes, and everyone gets to sing on it. And finally, I have to get props to Alison Hannigan on her reaction to finding out Buffy was in heaven. The emotion on her face is just amazing. She is so good at selling these emotional moments with just a reactionary look. I know that this is a lot of people's favorite episode, but even though I really enjoy it, it's still not in my top 5.
Ooh.
Wrong. I mean, that's your opinion.
Whatever, Ray. It was nice knowing you.
Yeah. Ban.
Finally, you guys are here! The first time I watched this episode, I enjoyed all the singing and dancing so much that I missed the story progressing. The next morning, I woke up with a start, realizing what had happened with Tara and Giles and that ending with Spike. I still have the CD in my car today. So glad you loved it as well. Little interesting anecdote here. I have been in Michaela's car, and I must say that I have a memory. Michaela, please correct me if I'm wrong. I have a memory of her making sure that I didn't see it. And her hiding it from me. So, yeah. Heath! When this came out, Angela and I were in college, or at university, and she came over to watch it. My roommate at the time would
You read
later
that
report
wrong.
that he was rather perplexed by the amount of squeeing. Yes, literal squeeze, he heard. Of all the great songs and moments, what really stands out in my memory of that first viewing is how thoroughly we fell for the Dawn joke. The song started, and we looked at each other and kind of made eye-rolly faces, and then boom! Monster and smash cut to commercial. We roared with laughter almost through the entire commercial break. We keep the soundtrack handy to listen to and sing with on just about every road trip. We are beyond obsessed with this, one of our all-time favorite anythings.
Yeah, Heath and Angela are like the cutest couple ever. Like, yeah, they married the right people.
Robin says,
What?
Introtalks.com. No,
this is different
Robin Hudson says, I hated this the first time I saw it. Not a fan of musicals in general, but now it's one of my all-time favorite episodes of TV. When I was in Korea, I'd have a bunch of friends over for dinner, and then we'd watch the episode and sing along.
Amazing.
Great friends.
Beth says, one of my favorite moments of the episode was the expression on Giles's face after Buffy's died twice line.
He's like, good one, Buffy.
It's one of his takes his glasses off moments.
Christopher says, I love so many things about this episode, but my favorite is the explanation of the musical form. I'm not a fan of musicals generally for the same reason Gabby gave at the start of the commentary. It seems so contrived to have people burst into song, quote unquote, in their normal activities. It is unnatural, as Xander says. So I love how Joss explains that as the effect of a demon. He manages to suggest verisimilitude. Almost got it the first time around. He manages to suggest verisimilitude in that the characters are confused and disturbed, that they find themselves spontaneously singing, but at the same time, it's clearly a notch above the usual level of fantasy on this show. So cool, and how the singing forces them to reveal to each other things they have been hiding. As I said in another thread, I wonder if demonic magic explains other musicals.
No
Patrick says Tara is dressed like a Disney princess, and I kind of love that. Too bad her big solo number ends in mind control sex. Well,
I don't think it was mind control. I think that was the one thing that wasn't.
Willow should maybe be on some sort of list. Maybe a magic list. I don't know.
If you've seen this person, don't let her pin flowers on you.
I think he was meaning like a sex offender list.
Yeah.
We need Chris Hansen
Yeah.
to show up. We have the chat transcripts, Willow.
Please sit down, Willow.
Would you like some iced tea? I just gotta bring the laundry down. Have some cookies and iced tea, Willow.
Simone says, I really can't stand the fact that Willow mind wipes Tara and has sex with her. It's like date rape or something. It's gross.
It's not directly one thing to the next.
Well,
It is,
okay.
actually. It is, Robin. It is. It is. It's almost literally. They lie down in bed. Tara looks at Willow and says something like, "Oh, this has been a really great day," and then what? Like half a beat later. So
Because-
yeah,
Look,
Willow
if
is the worst, dude.
If she hadn't
okay.
mind wiped her, they would not be in such a lovey-dovey mood and be.
No, they would not.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
so,
I guess. It's just
manipulation.
it's hard to think of our Willow that way.
Not for me. She's getting
You
evil
want her
now.
that way.
Well,
I
I
mean,
don't know about. I don't necessarily want her to be rapey.
no.
But the fact that she's kind of losing control and being bad, I don't know.
Ooh, who wants to read Diana's?
I will. I'll just go ahead and read it.
Okay.
Okay. Diana says, love this episode. And more about that later. Who's next? No, just kidding. She says more about that later. But a few things I noticed this time. One, after his bad experience using a love spell and Bewitched, Bothered, and oh my god, Drew and Buffy's mom want me, I thought Xander learned his lesson. He even reminded Willow later that season when she was about to use a delusting spell in Lover's Walk. Could put something blue in that category. Willow's attempt to forget Oz nearly got all her friends killed. What was he thinking when he ordered that amulet? Number 2, Anya seems very detail-oriented when running the magic box. In Season 5, she's the one who noticed that Giles sold Glory things he shouldn't have. Glory make big snake. Like cereal. She was going to make Buffy pay for the additional shipping costs of selling the mummy hand. But in this case, Anya didn't notice that someone ordered the amulet and that it was just sitting out. I hate to point out this plot hole. I don't expect Anya to take an inventory of the entire store, do you?
No. SOD.
Yeah. Number 3, is Anya so blindly in love that she's willing to overlook Xander's fear about their marriage? He wasn't talking about the wedding itself. Who hasn't wished they had taken those dancing lessons before the wedding instead of after? He was talking about their future together. In the beginning of their song, he was already quoting California law about property rights. As for things disappearing coincidentally, when Palmolive is cleaning, you'd think Anya would notice. Could be that Donnie's collection isn't all from the magic box. Heck, who knows what she's taking from the espresso pump or the bronze. More good later. All right. She does say it on All the Way that she hasn't paid for lipstick in a while, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in All the Way,
This
there's
is
a
true.
lot of insinuation that she's not such a good girl.
Mm-hmm.
Shh.
If you see her hips during Sweet Song, she's not. Shall I keep reading?
Dylan says,
Okay.
personally, I hate musicals. The only reason I find this tolerable is because it's done in a somewhat satirical fashion. The plot itself acknowledges that the whole thing is silly, and there's some advancement on the plot, so that's important. In the end, I don't really hate the episode. I'm just glad to know that they managed to get the mustard out. Natasha says, yay, spike lips! Karen says, as mostly everyone has said, I love, love, love this episode. It's one of the few things I have bought on iTunes and play it at least twice a month. Since most of this thread will probably be gushing, I will point out the two things that annoy me in this episode. The first one is that Willow doesn't want to be cooped up on such a beautiful day. They live in California. Almost every day is like that, isn't it? The second thing is Buffy's line about pumping and her line after it. Not sure if it's the line itself or the delivery of it, but I cringe every time I hear it. Oh, and I forgot one more nitpicky thing. Dawn's lines about Willow and Tara's fight really bothers me as well. Again, not sure if it's the words or the delivery, but it's just horrible. Those things aside, it's just awesomeness all around.
The whole Willow not wanting to be cooped up on a beautiful day, did she say that in the magic box before they go and... Oh, wait, while they're walking, saying under the spout? Oh. Yeah, I think it's just a thing you say. It's beautiful out. It's... Need to be cooped up during this. Anyway.
Yeah. Val says, Gak, on your rewatches, did you notice Amber Benson bumping into the pole during her and Anya's backup dancing? Too funny. I can't believe nobody saw that.
No, I didn't.
We were filming her during the dailies. 10 out of 10 sweeping overtures. Ali says, I've got some very special feedback for you in the emails. Oh, yeah, we know Ali Jones. Is it possible to marry someone's voice?
You might want to ask Christine about that.
Is it polygamy? I need to look into this. Lindsay says, had to share my experience watching this episode. I had to work the night this episode aired, so I recorded the show on VHS. The episode ran longer than normal, so my recording cut off during the group sing.
No!
Totally missed the Spike and Buffy kiss. The next week, when the previously on Buffy aired, I was shocked when they showed the kiss. I always set my VCR to record longer than the show after that.
You must have watched the Kim cut.
I wish I'd seen the Kim cut.
Ashley says, for this episode, I'm going to need Xander to go sit in the corner with a dunce cap on his head. He's been in the game for about 6 years at this point, and he thought summoning a demon for a personal interest to see how his relationship would turn out would be okay? Anyways, I love this episode, and it's probably one of my favorites. There's a reason this is usually number one on numerous lists of TV musical episodes. It's not only a fun musical, but it goes with the show and furthers the storylines, which other TV musical episodes mostly pull a simple gimmick. Everything building up in season 6 so far gets exposed, and it's brilliant. Ashley. Karen wonders if Gak was surprised that the secrets were revealed before the end of the season. I was pleasantly surprised. Yes, I thought this whole Buffy was in heaven thing was going to last forever. Ashley then restates, Sweet is probably one of my favorite demons. He comes to town, causes chaos, damaging the Scoobies by having everyone sing their feelings, almost leaves with the Slayer's sister as his queen, and leaves without even being touched. He even makes fun of them in his reprise on how the Scoobies won and yet didn't. That right there is the essence of cool, not to mention a snazzy dresser, singer, and dancer. Willow side note, she must have talent if she can literally make her girlfriend float like that.
Damn, girl.
Rob says, Showtime! Since stopping spontaneously singing sultry Slayer snog smirking Skype. Oh, let me redo that. Sorry. Since stopping spontaneously singing sultry Slayer snog smirking Spike. Spike small, Spike swells. Some succeeding successful secret season 6 shenanigans.
I think that's the best Facebook comment of all time.
Teofilio Roque Rivas. I love it too. No, I think that's the best. Because we went with totally like subdued cool. Stephanie says, I watched Buffy as it aired, and I had absolutely no idea this episode was coming. I was completely unspoiled. I remember looking around the room at nobody, completely in shock. Love this episode. And I'm not a fan of musicals.
I can't imagine.
How do you not know if it was like promoted to the nth degree?
Maybe she didn't watch commercials.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Just be like, what the fuck? What is the? Does nobody
That's
see what's
hilarious,
going on?
That's awesome.
I kind of wish we didn't know it was a musical episode.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
And it would have
too
been
bad
so
people
like,
told you.
what the what?
All right, someone else pick it up.
Okay. Corey says,
Why can't Buffy kill Sweet?
Why can't Buffy kill Sweet? And how does she know this? I've never figured that out. Tim says what Corey said. Taylor says, I think she could and would have if he had decided to enforce his queen policy. Is that what Bohemian Rhapsody?
Is that the policy of rocking Wembley Stadium?
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, that's my queen policy.
The queen policy really actually just applies to fat bottom girls, if you read into it. The way I see it, their fight was give me something to sing about, and she lost by spinning out of control into Flametown and was saved from death by Spike. Once Buffy overcame Sweet's compulsion to dance herself to death and Willow growled at him, Sweet pretty much ran away, not leaving time for Buffy and company to engage in a physical fight. Ashley says, I don't think they would have fought anyway, considering they just had a mind-blowing moment with Buffy's confession. Well, maybe Willow would have. Heath says, fun fact for Illyrio and other Red Dwarf fans. Hinton Battle, the actor who played Sweet, was cast as Cat in one of the pilots for the doomed from the start idea to make an American version of the Interesting, Danny John Jules, the Cat in the UK version, describes Battle as a hero of his for his work in dance and theater. So there's a vague Red Dwarf Buffy connection for you.
Very vague, but I'll take it, Heath. Diana says, musicals, pro and con. My son watched this series when I was trying to get him to do some exercise. He watched on the treadmill. He really enjoyed the musical. Coincidence? He loves Stephen Sondheim, among others, and Joss notes that Sondheim is one of his musical muses. Just made me introspective for a moment. My son is on the spectrum, whatever that means. Now that he's a young adult at university, he gravitates towards drama, particularly musicals. I think it's helpful for him because everyone knows what they're supposed to be saying and when. The music keeps the conversation going. Just a thought. Drama and some type of algebraic topology or topological algebra or some other type of nonsense. Which do you think he gets paid to study? Very good question. Robin Burge says introtalks.com. He then says introtalks.com. Ashley says Robin said introtalks.com. They must be bunnies. I'm improvising here. Claudine says Willow doesn't need to sing. She just has that look. I've been looking forward to this episode since I discovered the podcast. It's got something for everyone to hate. Winky face. When it first screened, I was going through a smug anti-TV phase.
Sorry.
And a musical episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer sounded absolutely ridiculous. I finally saw the light. Hey, I'm reading like Kim was earlier. I finally saw the light, and this was now one of my top 3 episodes. Katie says, so much trivia in this episode. Number 1, Under Your Spell is not written in Amber Benson's comfortable range. She's an alto, like me, but Joss wanted to challenge her. So if she sounds strained, it's not really her fault. Again, I'm going to say it. It's a dick move to do that. Joss Eden. Number 2, the reason the previous episode was Dawn-centric was to give all the other actors extra time to rehearse and record. Michelle Trachtenberg insisted on mostly dancing. She trained in ballet, and Alison Hannigan begged to be given as little singing as possible. Number 3, Buffy's singing voice was almost done by Jewel.
What?
What?
I never knew that.
That would have been weird.
Buffy's singing voice was almost done by
if
Jewel,
they-
but Sarah...
Because if they had Jewel sing Buffy's part, they would have had to get other professionals to do the others' part. So it just wouldn't have been fair.
Spock, you were meant for me.
My God.
Okay.
Buffy's singing voice was almost done by Jewel, but Sarah Michelle Gellar insisted on performing herself. Nonetheless, she and several other cast members have stated that this was their least favorite episode to do. Number 4. During Something to Sing About, Amber Benson runs into one of the support beams in the bronze while backup dancing.
Now I've heard that a couple times. I refuse to look for that if I ever go back and watch the episode.
After this particular bit of feedback, I have a question that might lead to some spoilers. Number 5, Adam Shankman, who you may know from So You Think You Can Dance, choreographed this episode. Also, Zach Woodley, who is the choreographer from Glee, plays one of the 3 recurring background dance guys, Demon's puppet henchmen. There's way more, but I just got home from work and I'm exhausted. Hope this was interesting. This was the episode I was most obsessed with as an adolescent, so I have a freakish knowledge of it to this day. So before we get to Rachel's feedback, Robin and Steph, I think Steph may be absent for a moment. Robin,
Sir.
When they have the sing-along to this, have you attended a sing-along to this, by the way? At a con or something?
Oh yeah, Steph and I went to one together at San Diego.
Okay. Is it true that some people heckle this? Or
Yes.
heckle... Okay. Is the person... If this is spoilery, just don't answer. But is the person that gets mostly heckled Tara?
No.
Nope.
Interesting. Wow.
What do you mean heckled? Like, shut the F up? Like, I don't
Yeah.
like this song?
Yeah, shut up.
Oh, Dawn.
Wow.
Yeah, shut up, Dawn.
Of course, there's assholes in any audience. I brought up, I saw Days of Future Past the other day. Every single time, for some reason, Dinklage comes on the screen, a row of teenagers in my audience just started laughing. I was like, what the fuck are they laughing at? Assholes.
Oh, I'm so glad I wasn't there.
I was like, what?
it's not
There
cool.
was nothing funny going on.
Oh, I'm so enraged right now. I mean, I could just spit fire. Oh,
Could spit fire.
I could spit fire.
All right. Thanks for answering that. So is it Dawn that gets heckled more?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, see what it is at Comic-Con, you go, they show the episode, you get little take-home treats, like you get the little finger thing.
Yeah.
The Gararg thing. You get a
I got parking tickets.
Yes, you get a parking ticket. You get, what else did we get?
I'm looking for my parking tickets.
Anyway, you get little, take-home.
Hey, I have one here, but it's real. Hold on. I don't have any underwear. Help me out.
Boo.
But now at Dragon Con, they show the episode on a screen, but they act it out with actors.
Oh, is that
And-
what they call a shadow thingy?
I don't know
I don't
what
know if it's called a
exactly they
shadow
call
thing
it.
anyway.
But-
They do that with Dr. Horrible as well.
Yes, they do Dr. Horrible. Yeah, the thing is, you have to choose one or the other, and I've been to the Buffy sing-along twice. I'll probably go to the Dr. Horrible one this year. Because,
Oh, what, they do them at the same time?
well, not at the same time, like maybe an hour apart, but you
Oh.
can't. You just can't see
make it.
both.
It's an hour apart. You can't make it. It's a con.
Yeah.
Get it.
So now, what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought.
I
Spitfire?
was gonna say,
Dragon Con. Oh! It's last year at Dragon Con, they had the people from Face Off came and
Oh, yeah.
they did the Sweet's makeup, and he.
Oh,
looked,
very cool.
I passed him on the street. He looked awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Haha. Cool. Back to Facebook feedback. Rachel says, Corey asked, why can't Buffy kill Sweet? And how does she know this? I've never figured that out. She isn't saying that. She shrugs and talks casually by dropping the if. She means if I can't kill you, you can have me instead. But she does intend to try.
If we're sorry, guys, to go off topic, but if we're
Yeah.
going to do another episode, can we get going? Because I can't stay up that late tonight.
We're almost done.
Sorry.
Almost done.
In Josh's commentary, he addresses that. He says that Sweets is not the kind of villain that you kill. You have to let him go.
That's really
Because hopefully he'll come back, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I think we've been spoiled. He was a one-off. It's all good.
Aw, spoilers.
Aww. Well,
Why
we read
spoil
it.
feeling?
Someone's emailed, one-off demon.
Hmm.
So, you know, hey.
Not accounting for Sweet Shooter.
I'm going to skip a couple
Sonic
things.
Sweet.
Diana says, what is it with summoning demons and necklaces? When Giles broke Anya's in the Wish, she lost her powers. Offrin gave Willow a talisman during something blue in case she changed her mind. Rich said, worst episode of the series, poorly written, not catchy at all, doesn't move the story forward, has no explanation for its existence. Giles clearly can't sing. I lost all interest in Buffy after seeing this and never watched a Buffy the Vampire Slayer episode ever again. Boo, this show sucks. 0 out of 10.
It's insanity.
Izia says, the bunnies got to you, Rich, didn't they? Tabitha says, this episode, hashtag all the funds. Bill Henry, why can't Buffy kill or even attack Sweet? It seems to me that this magic which compels people to sing, dance, and reveal their secrets is easily powerful enough to stop her from running at him and striking. That is not part of this of his show. Anya and Tara give Buffy backup for one verse and then stop dancing and singing in the next verse because Buffy's devastating truth is coming out and the backup is not a part of that. The rest of the Scoobies stand by because the magic keeps them in their place. Spike is slightly less affected. He says he seems to be immune, but then Buffy shows up at the crypt and spoils that. And so he's able to rush in to save her and to leave the last dance early. Oh yeah, Buffy leaves early too, so maybe Sweet's controlling influence was gradually slipping away. Maybe it helps to have superpowers, whether Buffy could have attacked him or after she failed to produce the fireworks he was looking for, as Taylor suggests. Well, that would be up to Joss since he rules the magic in a fictional universe. Are actually made up by the writer-author. I know, isn't that weird? Buffy has often been nearly defeated by a formidable opponent, only to somehow win in the end. I just watched once more with feeling again, and paying special attention to how the characters' facial expressions and gestures often suggest that they are being magically and physically forced to do singing and dancing. It's subtle, and I can't always tell if they're reacting to that coercion to the subjects they're singing about or to something else that's very well done in my humble opinion. I got to take a little bit of a point there, Bill, and this isn't directed at you, so please don't take this personally. I have, hey Kim, remember watching Lost?
Of course.
Remember listening to people talk about how the actors' expressions meant this in the character's mind?
Mm-hmm.
I hate that. I hate that so much. I hate it. If the actor is not told, you must act like this because eventually this, then why would you imagine that? They're just people acting. Someone else read more feedback, please, so we can move.
No, I think it's I think he's got a point, at least in this instance where the character is under a spell making that person sing, and then sometimes it's true. There's some moments where they act like they're like when Spike's starting Rest in Peace. He's just like, I died, many years ago.
Corey says, I don't think Spike is any less affected. When he claims to be immune, I feel like he was clearly lying so Buffy wouldn't know that he sang or what he sang about. The way he so abruptly tried to throw her out shows that he knew he was about to sing again. Tom says, my favorite episode of all of TV of all time. A musical about how they're stuck in a musical, and the songs are awesome, and the dancing demons, and despite it being a feel-good musical, it also has one of the single most depressing episodes of the entire series. Amazing.
Yep.
Vincent says, first song juxtaposes an existential crisis with acting in a play. Second song sneakily foreshadows the eventual reveal. Third song establishes it's affecting other people as well, no matter how mundane their lives are. Fourth song, a love song with a tragic double meaning unknown to the characters singing it. Fifth song, a comedy number about hiding their fear and being in denial. Sixth song is just silliness passing by in the foreground while exposition happens in the background. Seventh song is a conflicted stimuli about wanting to be left alone. Eighth song, which is about not being heard, is rudely interrupted and replaced by a dance number to the somewhat rearranged tune of an upcoming song. Ninth song is a complete misunderstanding. Tenth song is sung by one character about not being needed to another who would disagree if she had been paying attention. 11th song reprises the fourth song with its subtext brought to the surface and reprises the 10th song also just because why not. 12th song is about not feeling anything even as the climax is approaching. No sexual subtext here at all. 13th song expands on the not feeling anything by desperately pleading for anything to feel something about. If I point out even how much foreshadowing is in this song, I'm sure to spoil something. So 14th song is a reprise of the 9th song with new words pointing out the theme of the episode. 15th song is a reaction to said statement of theme and the events of the episode. 16th song is a cocktail of reprises leading up to the holy shit, she's snogging an evil corpse monster. Ew!
Nicely said.
Emery says, Lirio and well, the rest of Gax. I highly recommend watching What's More Feeling with the French dubbing. The woman singing for Tara is horrific. Under Your Spell is cringeworthy. It's laughable. Ashley says, fun fact, Amber Benson said that Joss purposely wrote out of her singing range, making her sing highly than she normally does. Sylvia says, kind of missed the boat on the feedback for this episode, but obviously other people have got it covered.
Nope. Didn't miss any boat. We had extra lifeboats.
I'm going to try to do that for the next one because besides Once More with Feeling, the next episode is my absolute favorite of the entire series.
Really? All right.
Sylvia, Ashley says that Sylvia can send him feedback. We're doing a separate, all that stuff. Rachel says, is this outfit any better on Tara than the Ren Fair dress? It's the one where she's backing up Buffy. Okay, Ashley says, I'm not sure who the wardrobe department had it in for more, Sarah Michelle Gellar or Amber Benson. Or maybe we can just chalk it up to 90s, early 1000s fashion. Rachel, you can keep saying this word fashion. I do not think it means what you think it means, Ego Montoya. Sylvia says, since Gax seemed to be really enjoying Anthony Stewart Head singing and his duet with Amber, y'all should check out his album called Music for Elevators. Amber sings backup on a couple of songs on it as well. I actually have the album myself and enjoy listening to it. ASH has such a lovely voice. Yes, he does. So,
He does it.
debonair. Diana says, when is the extra feedback? Okay, blah, blah. Okay, we're done.
Yay! Thanks, everyone. Again, we told you how to get in touch with us kind of in the middle. We are going to stop this particular train. We want to thank everyone for their feedback. We truly appreciate it. We truly appreciate you listening. You've been with us for quite a while, some of you. We're coming up on our 4th anniversary.
What? For reals?
Yeah, we're coming up on our 4th anniversary, folks.
You guys are getting old.
Yep, we are. And we've only had to change GabbyBot twice. So, until next time.
Keep fit and have fun. Sorry, it never gets old for me.
And neither for me. Neither for me. Arrivederci tutti.
Das Padania.
Namaste.
Gur arg.
Girl.
You're gonna let it all hang out, fat bottom girls, you may.